Hello, Professor Onyx. I hope everything's going well during quarantine. I hope everyone's safe, and I wish you the best of luck during this quarantine. I'm going to start my presentation. Everyone in the world looks different. Even twins and triplets, all of us, all have different traits that we get from our parents. We have different hair types, color, ages, races, beautiful faces, black, white, Cuban, and Asian. Just like Will Smith said in his song, we are all different whether we live in Miami or not. However, we are also all similar. We are all human beings and are created equal. This all has to do with something called genetics. Genetics is a branch of biology that deals with the heredity and variation of organisms. In the early 19th century, genetics was slowly developed from the theory of evolution from Charles Darwin. He saw that natural selection had a part in a new species emerging, that there was some underlying factor, but he could not find the role genes had to play in this. Around that same time, Gregor Mendel, known as the father of genetics, was a monk doing some heavy testing with his sweet pea plants. Through this research, he found the inheritance and genetics. Most of us have 46 chromosomes, 23 that comes from our mom and 23 that comes from our dad. People who have Down syndrome have 47 chromosomes, and people who have Turner's syndrome have 45 chromosomes. Genotype is the subsequent combination of alleles that an individual possesses for a specific gene. Phenotype is the sum of an organism's observable characteristics. An example of genotype would be the Punnett square using my mom and dad's eyes. Now, if you look here at the Punnett square I drew. Can you see it? All right. My mom has blue eyes. It's a recessive trait. My dad has brown eyes, and that is a dominant trait. Now, the blue and the brown mix here. It makes brown because brown is the dominant trait. The blue mix here, makes a blue. Blue mix here. So, basically, it should be a 50-50 chance of whether I turn out to have brown eyes or blue eyes. Same for my brother. But on a rare occasion, since I have blue eyes, obviously, here, show me it. And my brother also has blue eyes. So, 50-50, but there's always outliers. But another example could be our hair. I have curly hair, and my brother has straight hair. Now, my mom has curly hair, and my dad has straight hair. Curly hair is a dominant trait, and straight hair is recessive. So it would be a 50-50 chance of getting either curly hair or straight hair. And I have very curly hair. That's why I didn't comb it today. I wanted you to see it all curled up like that. And my brother has straight, sort of wavy, barely straight hair. The gene for curly hair, there's one gene for curly hair that has yet to be found. And that's the new thing that I figured out through all this. And I did not know that. So it's pretty interesting. Genetics is really interesting. And that concludes my presentation over genes. Thank you so much for listening. I hope everything's good. Thank you. I will message you my sources before I send you this video so you know where all my information is coming from. Thank you so much for listening.